Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, July 16th, 2020. How is everybody? Good morning. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon in a minute. So my name's Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And what that means is hey Dana, I sell product that you can purchase to make cards, gift packaging, scrapbooking, and more. Our product is amazing. Everything matches and coordinates. Hey Susan in Florida. Hey Cindy, good morning. So you don't have to go from store to store finding what you need. It's all in one place, one online store. Hey Stacy in Florida. Good morning, Sherry. And it's awesome. You'll see it when I do my demonstration today. Good morning, Margie. Hey, Valerie. Good morning. So I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 19 years. This is my full-time job. So thank you very much if you're watching this video. That supports me, which helps my business. Thank you very much. Also, if you make a purchase, of course, that supports me and my family. So thank you very much. If you share the video, all these things are helpful to me. So thank you for doing all that stuff. As a small thank you, you get entered into a drawing when you're watching this video live or on replay to win the 3 cards I'm making today. Hey Rachel. If you just comment and say hi like everyone is, you'll get entered. If you share the video, just click that little share button. You can share it to groups, to your homepage, which is awesome, and more. If you share the video, then you get entered again to win the 3 cards I'm going to make today. So let me try to catch up here real quick to you guys hopping on. I saw Cindy and Sherry and Margie and Valerie. Thanks for sharing, Stacy. I'm like, Susan, thank you for sharing. Good morning, Charlotte and Laura. Good morning, Mary Ann. Hey, Linda in Idaho, good morning. Hey, Pam in North Carolina, good morning. Hey, Debbie, thanks for sharing. Pam and Margie and Cindy, thanks for sharing. Hey, Sandy. So it looks like I see some new people here today too, which is awesome, which is probably because you guys are sharing. Thank you. So before I jump in, I have a couple of cards that I received in the mail to show you. This cute card, there is a note in there, came from Stampin' Up! From Chad Williams, the district manager in my area where I live. Each area has their own. And it is a card about Stampin' Up's incentive trip to Maui that we earned last year, that we didn't get to go on this year, which was like, I don't even know. I think it's this week. I don't want to be sad about it, so it's not even on my radar, but I think it's this week that we're supposed to be in Maui. So it just says, we know we aren't able to celebrate your awesome achievement in Hawaii, but please know that we are still celebrating you from a safe social distance, of course. Hugs, take care, and yay to you. And then Chad signed that one. Thank you. Thank you, Della. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Carol in Connecticut. Thanks for sharing, Valerie. Hey, Oma. Thanks for sharing, Linda. Okay, I think I caught up there. So anyway, I got that card. Very cute. That's with a stamp set from one of our kits, actually. Very cute. And then I got this card, I believe from Allison. Yes, from Allison. A nice little USA, type of card. I got this card from Linda Pugh. Thank you very much. I believe she sent money with that one. And then this one, super cute, from Oma, who's on here right now. And that's some stuff mixed with current stuff from a past paper pumpkin kit, I believe. So very cute. Thank you. So thank you guys for the cards or money that was in them that you sent me. Okay, so as y'all come on, say hi. Even if you're watching replay, you'll be entered to win the cards that I'm going to make today. If you want to order something, I have an online ordering special every single month. By the way, I'm going to do this news section much faster than normal because I have a lot of work to do today. My monthly classes are this weekend, which are to go, but everything has to be ready by 5 p.m. Friday for live pickup and then mailed by Monday, and I'm behind. So anyway, if you'd like to place an online order though, there's an online ordering special every month. You click the link to my store, which is in the description of this video once it's finished and I edit it. You shop, then you enter this code called a host code in the shopping bag page. And speaking of, I made a note. Let me grab my sticky note. It's right here to the side. That we have a new website coming August 4th. And I haven't, for you guys, for customers, I haven't had time to play with it yet at all and look at it. But I'm assuming entering a host code will be easy August 4th on the new website. You can actually go to, I should have written this down, but the UK website, stampinup.uk, I think is what it is. I will find that and make put that comment. Let me make a note. UK website. So what you can do, if you live in the US, you can't shop in the UK or Canada or any other country, but you can look at the website, and pretend you're shopping. It just won't let you check out. And so you can see how it's going to be. But it's supposed to be a lot sleeker, better pictures, lots of stuff. Anyway, what I want to say about it is I don't know how host code will be yet. I'm writing UK site address, so I remember to give that to you guys. But I'm sure that'll be easy. Anyway, this is for next month. But most importantly is because of, even if you click on my link and you go to my website to shop in August, it probably won't remember your password, how it's probably saved in your device right now. So make sure you know your password. If you don't and you have trouble recovering it, contact me. Okay, so anyway, but that was a long story short of, I have an online ordering special every month where if you place a $25 online order with the host code, you get a class packet mailed to you and a PDF tutorial emailed. If your order is $50 or more, you get also a free full accessory in addition to the class packet and PDF. If it's $150 or more in one single order, don't put in the host code. I'll still give you my gifts and you'll get freebies from Stampin' Up! There on the website. This month, the class kit is going to use the Prize Peony stamp set and dies. So what we possibly can, we will pre-die cut for you. I know I'm going to use this flower on at least one of the cards, so all of those will be pre-die cut for you, and you'll have instructions on how to put this gorgeous flower together. That's just with no stamping, gorgeous flower from the dies, but the dies also cut out these images. So you'll need your stamp set to complete your cards at home, Prize Peony. But you won't have to have the dies, but that might mean you have to hand cut out this flower, for example. Obviously, they're not designed yet, or I would be showing you a sneak peek. So anyway, any questions on that special, let me know. My reminders, so my classes are this weekend. The deadline has passed for Stamp-A-Stack and Sampler class to sign up for those, but there'll be more in August. And then card class and scrapbook each have 1 or 2 spots left if you're interested in that. So if you're interested, 4 cards for $15 free with a $20 order. Shipping is separate. 3 12x12 scrapbook pages, $15 free with a $20 order. Shipping is separate, or you can pick it up from my house. So let me know if you guys have any questions on that or would like the class info. I've posted sneak peeks on this business page and my, what's it called? VIP customer group, which you can join as well. That's a Facebook group. But just to make this video faster today, we're not doing all that. And then Retreat in a Box, you can still sign up for that through July 28th. So you've got almost 2 weeks, but less than 2 weeks left to sign up for my Retreat in a Box that I do with April. And a $90 fee includes over $50 in merchandise, a bag, gifts, at least 8 make and takes, chance to win door prizes, PDF tutorial, and then you can add on optional classes if you like. I'm going to say hi to everybody I've missed in a minute. So sign up by July 28th. It's mailed August 17th, and that includes shipping as well for $90. It's a really good deal. Now, the add-on classes can be added on to the retreat in a box or taken individually. So always keep that in mind. You might not want the $90 retreat in a box, although it's awesome, but you might like one of the classes we are offering. So one of them, each class, $30. You do add shipping if you didn't take retreat in a box, but just one shipping cost for all 4 classes, or however many you take. And y'all's comments are making me smile. So $30 each. They include at least $20 in merchandise before tax and shipping. So do the math. It's a great value. So I'm doing a Boho Indigo Stamp-A-Stack class, and I forgot to bring over the other part of this, but this is the stamp set I'll be using. If we need, no, this is not the stamp set I'll be using. This is a complete lie. I'm using the Lovely You stamp set. Let me check my notes. I believe that's what it's called. I've talked about this on other Facebook Lives. The reason I'm not using this stamp set is for you to purchase it is $70 because it comes in a kit with the dies and a bunch of other stuff. We are using, I believe it's called Lovely You, as your stamps. So, and it says this in my registration link, which you can email me for or sign up for my email mailing list and get that. But it includes the Boho Indigo Medley refill kit, which is designer paper, specialty paper, die cuts, and so on. And then we'll use that other stamp set. What I was going to say, though, is we are using these dies, but we will pre-die cut anything needed for you with these awesome dies, which you're going to see in my video today, because this is what I'm stamping with today, the Boho Indigo stuff. So that's a class. It's 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each. And you get over 20 in merchandise. It's only $30. Then I have the Tasteful Touches sampler class. Gonna be gorgeous. Not designed yet. You're gonna get $20 in merchandise, including designer paper, based on availability, in good taste elements, and ribbon. If we can't give you what we wanted to, we substitute something else, so the value's the same. And then April's doing a Christmas class. Get a kickstart on that. It's Peaceful Bows Christmas Stamp-A-Stack. 12 cards, 3 designs, 4 of each card. You're going to get a lot of cool accessories with that class, with your fee. And then she's doing a Forever Greenery class, but this one is a mini 6x6 album plus 2 cards. And it includes a lot of stuff with your fee as well. So again, sign up for any of that by July 28th. And then the kits, the to-go ones, are mailed by August 17th. I had another thought about it. Oh, if you want only the tutorials for all of that, so all the make and takes and all 4 classes, so that's basically 5 PDF tutorials, it's only $30, and that's in the registration link as well. Okay, bonus days are here. For every $50 you spend with Stampin' Up! In July through August 3rd, actually, so now through August 3rd, 2020, then you receive an email with a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend to spend in August. So it's a great time to stock up on anything you want. As a demonstrator, we get these perks as well, so I've been collecting coupons, and in August 4th, demonstrators can order the new die cutting machine, the big one. The small one is not going to be available at that time, and also some of the refill plates and stuff won't be available at that time. They're coming later. However, the machine comes with everything you need to start using it immediately, and demonstrators can order it August 4th, and customers can order it in September. So, but your coupons expire in August. So if you're a demonstrator, if you're me, you already have a big chunk of this paid for. The machine is $120. Also in August, you could get that machine with our starter kit after August 4th. The starter kit's $99. You pick $125 in anything you want, and that machine's $120. So you get that plus $5 in other merchandise if you want. You can pick anything you want. So long story short, being a demonstrator is awesome. We get all kinds of perks, including getting to see and order from catalogs early, like the holiday catalog. We've already been able to order this since the 1st, July 1st. It starts August 4th for customers. Can you believe it? So you can also use your $5 coupons that you accumulate this month for this catalog next month as a customer. By the way, for my local customers, these are ready for pickup. Most of you that would be getting them are participating in my classes, so you'll be getting them with that. A lot of you picked them up at the live BOGO we did. And then long distance customers, they've been mailed by Stampin' Up. So if you want one, let me know and I'll put it on the porch for you. Okay, so again, as far as that starter kit, it's not a special, but it is a special. If you have any questions on getting our starter kit and starting to get your own discount and all that stuff, let me know. Paper Pumpkin, this is our craft box that comes in the mail once a month. You can subscribe for $22 a month and just get it every month, 22 plus tax only, or you can pre-purchase. So it's basically like a purchase of anything. You go to the online store, you click Paper Pumpkin, and you select 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, or 12 month prepaid. Now the prepaid option counts towards specials like spend $50, get a free coupon of $5 off. So you can do prepaid for that. Inside this box is a stamp set that's exclusive to this kit, an ink pad, and then all the supplies you need to make whatever the projects are. So this was the kit for June. I don't have my July kit yet. I've shown this multiple times, but the stamp set's exclusive to the kit, nowhere else to get it. At least one ink, and then accessories, and then all the supplies and stuff to make whatever it is. This was cards. And I think I still have a couple of these kits available, believe it or not. Yes, I do. I have 2 of them. $22. But the next kit that you can get is our August kit. The deadline to sign up or pre-purchase is August 10th, and it's for, the theme is celebrating everyday heroes. So perfect timing for this kit due to our situation. Our heroes might be nurses, delivery people, your post person, a friend, a coach, a teacher, a cashier at a store you frequent, salon employees, and more. You know, those people that if they weren't going to work every day, we wouldn't be able to get our food and get our hair done and get gas, you know, whatever it is. So awesome kit. It's again about celebrating everyday heroes. I'm gonna post a link to a little promotional video from Stampin' Up so you can kind of hear from them what it's about. And it's going to make 9 full-size cards, just like the size I'm making today, with envelopes. Oh, and it's a distinctive stamp set, which is the ones that are exclusive to Stampin' Up that give all that detail. It's light and dark and shadows, but with 1 inking and 1 stamping. Okay, so as y'all come on, say hi. Now let me do the big catch-up. I usually say hi more, but I'm trying to make this video a little shorter. You guys will probably be glad for that, but especially for me, because I have a lot of work to do today. And also, well, anyway, that's a side note. My dog is still sick. I guess my team knew about that, but anyway. So thank you guys for sharing. There's a lot of shares in a row here. Debbie, Pam, Cindy. Hi, Sandy. I know I said hi to some of you guys already, but Yes, Oma, Valerie shared, thank you. Della, thank you for sharing, and good morning in North Dakota. Pat, good morning. Good morning, Carol in Connecticut. Thanks for sharing, Pat. Good morning, Landa. Landa's over there at her house, of course, but working, bagging up some of our class packets for this weekend. Thank you, Landa. Good morning, Amy. Joni, good to see you. Good morning. Thanks for sharing, Oma. Ooh, hopefully I'm not frozen up. I am on my iPad, but y'all are still commenting, so I'm going to keep talking. Debbie Clark, good morning. I always want to call you the wrong name. Margaret, thanks for sharing. Valerie said she'll be right back. Good morning, Brenda. That's okay. You can watch replay. So this is recorded, so y'all can watch it later. Thanks for sharing, Shirley. Hey, Kim. I miss you too. Sherry Moman, good morning. Christine, Sherry, thanks for sharing. Good morning, Elaine and Jackie and Rhonda and Robin. She says, good morning, friends. As we are all friends, even if we don't know each other. Oh, my arm is getting tired scrolling over here. Elaine, good morning. Thanks for sharing. I'm glad you love that set, Robin. Hey, Linda, thanks for sharing. Good morning, Pam T. Karen and Helen, good morning. And Kim Magaro. Dorothy. Good morning, Martha and Holly. Good to see you. I'm getting emails over there on my phone. Hey, Hannah. Thanks for sharing, Laura. Hey, in Idaho to Roseanne. And thanks for sharing, Martha. Okay, and Valerie's back. Awesome. So, y'all tell me if there is a problem or somebody, well, if there's a problem, you probably can't see me. But I did just lose the feed on my iPad. So, if you're seeing this, please make a comment. And it could just be my iPad too. So, but I'm going to assume I'm okay for now and go ahead and point the camera down for our stamping today. And I'll also keep trying to monitor if there's a problem. Okay, Martha says all good. Thank you, Martha. And my iPad was acting funky this morning with the connection, so hopefully that's the only issue. Thank you for sharing, Dorothy. Thank you, Pam. Okay, I'm going to point you guys down. Woohoo! And see if I can get myself straightened out at least a little bit. I still see comments coming through on the phone. The problem is, just FYI, with my iPad not working, I won't be able to see comments right now while I'm stamping, and I won't be able to see if I'm like crooked or out of the screen as well. So I'm messing with my iPad here, but as I said before, this is what I'm using today in the projects, the Boho Indigo stamp set and dies. The only way to get these is in the Boho Medley, Boho Indigo Medley, sorry, which is right here on page 9. And so for $70, and these medleys are a great value. I mean, if you're like me, $70 does sound like a lot of money, but I've broken down the cost of these before, and when you add up the cost of a pack of designer paper, embellishments, 2 rolls of ribbon, dies, and a stamp set, it's more than $70 is what this would cost. And it's the only way to get the stamp set and the dies, which are amazing. The samples in the book are really cute. I actually used this one as an inspiration for the first card I'm going to make today, but mine's a little different, but not 100% different. And I didn't use any of the paper or ribbon or any of that in these samples because I'm reserving them for designing my class that I mentioned before, the class that is in the retreat in a box. I'm gonna grab my laptop and see if I can pull up the Facebook on here real quick. So that is the the supplies. I'm going to keep talking while I try to pull up the video on my laptop, which I unplugged, so that means it might die. There it is. Okay, so maybe that'll work for me. The problem is my laptop is huge, so where do I set it? Okay, so let's get started making this project. For our first card, we're gonna use this embossing folder, whose name I forgot to look up, so I'm gonna look it up for you. The Very Vanilla Scallop Lace Trim. And I'm also like looking behind myself to straighten out the camera. This image here, which is these little greenery pieces that come out of your vases. And then two, did I do two? Yes, two of the vase images. And the greeting is sorry you're feeling blue, which is kind of cool how that coordinates with the color, and it's just a cute sentiment, or not cute, but yeah. Okay, so I'm using a Very Vanilla card base today, different than I usually do. It's 5.5 by 8.5 like usual, which is just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half. And then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Very Vanilla. And then these are scraps that I'm gonna die cut from Mint Macaron, Old Olive, and Mossy Meadow, as well as Night of Navy. And then these two pieces of Very Vanilla, I'm going to stamp my vases on and die cut them out. And then let me just show you what I die cut from these pieces here. And then I have a piece of, I believe, 3/4. Yes, 3/4 by 2 3/4 Very Vanilla for my greeting. Okay, so this is Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, Mint Macaron, and Old Navy. That's the store. Night of Navy. And I said that accidentally because of the store. And all of these dies come in the set right here. It's 12 dies total, and it's kind of, in my opinion anyway, kind of hard to see them all because they're nested. So there's like 3 different dies there, 3 here, these are all singles, and then 2 there. So this is the little vase die I used for the Night of Navy. And then obviously these 3 greenery images. Okay. So I was thinking over here, let me do some stamping. So the 2 inks I'm using, I am going to heat emboss today. So I'm using Versamark and Night of Navy. My new Night of Navy pad is packed up for one of my events that is this weekend, because if you're local, you can pick up a tub of supplies to make your projects at home. So it's packed in one of those. So I just didn't press hard, I just pressed a bunch of times, but gently, to ink up that image with Night of Navy. Look how gorgeous it stamps. Love it. Oh, so cute. And then the other vase, there are 3 that come in the set, and I'm going to use this one on another card. You just do want a well-inked ink pad for these. And also, if you don't have a very, very firm table underneath, make sure you use the Stampin' Pierce mat to, I'm gonna grab mine here, to put under to make photopolymer images stamp well, especially images like this that are so solid. How cute. Ah, just love it. My greeting is going to be in Night of Navy as well. And it says, sorry you're feeling blue. So just right in the center. And then I believe I'm done with, for this card, with Night of Navy. I also, well, actually, I need to do, I'm going to use my Big Shot twice on this card, and I have to do it in 2 different times. Let me grab this catalog real quick, because I don't want to not say the name of that embossing folder. I'm bad about saying I'll do stuff and then forgetting. Dainty Diamonds, that's what this one's called. Dainty Diamonds. It's a 3D folder. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold my card base in half, which I normally do first, and get it out of the way, but I feel I'm rushing myself today. Fold that in half with the bone folder. And I looked back at my computer, which I had to put behind me, and y'all are commenting, so that's good. Thank you. I'll have to read them when I put the phone back up. Okay, so for this very, well, actually, not true, but for this very vanilla, where I want to stamp, I need to measure with these bases. So I need to die cut these out first. So I'm going to bring in the Big Shot, which is the die cutting machine I'm using, until I can get my new one from Stampin' Up. But the Big Shot works with your dies, so don't worry about that. Even after our new machine comes out, you don't have to purchase it to be able to die cut. And with Stampin' Up's dies, I should say. And embossing and all that stuff. You can still use the old machine. The new one is supposed to give more pressure, which is nice, especially with those detail dies. But anyway, the Big Shot will work. So I have my cut up cutting pad on bottom here. I have aligned the images, hopefully good enough, with my dies. And then I'm going to put a clear cutting pad on top and run it through one time. And then this is like a side note, but I am going to use the Big Shot again on this card, but it has to be done in order. I think I pre-did everything else for y'all today, but amazing the way you can just perfectly cut these out. But like I was saying, or I don't know if I said this, but basically in any classes I offer, we pre-die cut what we can for you. So if this was a class, we could not pre-die cut these because you have to stamp first, but you could hand cut around them if needed. So, okay, so this card, what I want to see, and this is the one I based on that sample in the annual catalog, is I want to see approximately where my bases are going to go. I'm going to use this little guy too. That one doesn't really affect the final outcome. But when I made my original card, I looked at the sample in the catalog and I was like, about how high up is that base that they put on the card? And then where do I want the other base, which they had a little higher. And then that one was right there, but they used designer paper bases instead. So I want these leaves to come out of this space, so that's why I need to know where it's going to be positioned. Also, I'm going to heat emboss them, so I should have done this first. I'm just going to do it like this. This is a dryer sheet. This is how I remove static from my paper to do heat embossing. Embossing powder, which I have in an old Stampin' Up container. It's gold embossing powder, is very staticky. So if your paper's staticky, this is what can remove your static. If your paper's staticky, the powder wants to stick where you didn't want it to stick, and then when you heat it, it becomes permanent. So remove your static. We used to sell a product called the Embossing Buddy. I literally never used it because this works. But those work, and there's probably other stuff. I know you can use like baby powder or cornstarch or something as well. And then Versamark is a really good ink for heat embossing because it's super sticky and takes a little time to dry. Our regular ink pads are not because they dry instantly. And so I'm going to figure out where I want this and then scoot everything out of the way and stamp it. And again, don't forget to use your foam mat if your table is not firm like mine. Like a kitchen counter, in general, I never need a foam mat for that. Okay, so of course this is clear. You can't see it too well, if at all, but it's there and it will stick. The powder will stick to it. So I always scoop the powder from a container. You can even use like Tupperware or whatever. Like not Tupperware, but like a cheap one from the dollar store. And then there's all that excess powder stuck to it. I turn it upside down and I thump it. It all falls off because of the removing of the static. I do like to keep a little like cheapo paintbrush nearby in case I need to brush off anything. And there's a little dot right there, but anything that was stubborn. And then this is our heat tool. It has 2 heat settings. Low, number 1 is low and number 2 is high. And for heat embossing, you want number 2. And I also always have, which this was a tip from someone else years and years ago, I always have a clothespin clip to it to hold it so that I don't get burned, because these are very hot. So I'm sure most of you watching this video have heat embossed before, but if you haven't, get ready for amazement. Try to keep it up high so you can see the magic. So you don't want to burn your paper, so just keep it kind of moving. And once it turns gold and shiny, just like that just did, move on to the next section. Don't keep heating it or it'll become ugly. So, that was it. And now you have this shiny, metallic, awesome, gorgeous image. Of course, upside down. I always check it reflect it in a light near me to make sure everything is shiny, raised, and not grainy like salt and pepper looking. If it is, it didn't emboss, so you can heat it again real quick, because if you don't and it was that way, it will brush off of your card and you'll have a hole in your image. That's how you heat emboss. And I did heat emboss another image later, but I believe, I honestly can't remember now if I did, but I believe I pre-did it so we wouldn't have to demo that again, but maybe I didn't, who knows. But it's the same exact process. So now I want to emboss this, and for copying this from the catalog, they used like dry embossed cardstock that was in the kit. There is embossed paper in the kit, and they heat embossed on top of it. So I'm recreating that look with my own version, basically. So I grabbed the Big Shot with just the regular platform that comes with it when you purchase it, and our blue embossing plate, which is a little bit thicker for our new 3D embossing folders. And we have a new plate that's the exact same size. It's just not blue if you don't have one of these. But if you don't have one of these also for your Big Shot, just use a regular plate and a piece of cardstock on top. And if that's not thick enough, add a second piece of cardstock and just keep checking until it's thick enough. We just needed for our new 3D embossing folders a slightly thicker plate on top. So, and then it just has texture now. So that's how I came up with a look similar to the one in the catalog, but without using that paper. And of course, when you first buy the medley, you'll have the paper, you'll have everything. But once you use it up, you can buy a refill. But if you choose not to, you can find workarounds for things like this. Okay, now move that embossing powder out of my way. I think we are ready to assemble. So I don't have any ribbon going around this. Nothing's getting attached to it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that to my card base. Look back at my computer. Good morning, everybody. In case you just came on, like I see some people. Sorry, I see some people that just came on, and I can't see the comments as well today because my iPad hates me. And so I have a computer behind me but obviously I can't keep turning around to look at it. So I'll catch up on comments hopefully a little bit at the end. So I'm just attaching that like normal with the approximately 1/8 inch border all the way around. Then I'm going to have this vase is flat, and the next two are on Stampin Dimensionals, so I'll actually go ahead and just attach this one. By the way, with Stampin' Seal, a trick I've learned from another demonstrator, it works really well, and it's way stickier than snail, which we used to carry. But because it's so sticky, when you apply it and lift, sometimes the sticky comes off of this plastic piece and you have to hand advance it to be able to apply more. So a trick is to basically just do a full revolution as far back as you can go to break it off, which makes it not pull. And like right now, if I touch there, that is sticky. So hopefully that even makes sense what I just said. And I'm looking at my sample to see how I did this. So these two are going to get Stampin' Dimensionals. Got my little Whisper White ones here. And some scissors. I like to cut mine up, but you don't have to. And then I'll put the bases on. Oh, I forgot a step. I did this when I made my own as well. So I'm going to peel this one back off. I need to attach these two like palm leaf thingies that I die cut out to this base, and I need to attach the other one to that base. So I'm just going to place some adhesive on the back of the base, and then again, as a reminder, I was just looking at the sample in the Stampin' Up! Catalog and kind of seeing how they did it, and then like, you know, where did they place the palms, blah blah blah. And then recreated that on this card. So then I always like to layer my dimensionals so that they overlap the piece that I've attached and the cardstock it's attached to. And then, whoops, same thing here. Place this little stem guy there, and then dimensional. As previously mentioned, I forgot to do both of those steps when I made the original card also. So, fun. So this one goes kind of right there. Oh, and I realized on the first one, after I attached it down, that I should have put dimensionals on these leaves as well. Get the skinnier one. You know what? And I was in a rush when I made these and I didn't have any minis near me, but I thought when you do the video you can actually use a mini since you keep them right over there. Mini Stampin' Dimensional. Okay. Hopefully y'all don't think I'm too scattered today, but I am scattered today. So. Okay, there we go. Now we'll add this little guy. And I did not put dimensionals on this. You could, of course, but I didn't. Yep, right about there. Make it be straight. And then with this lace, scallop lace ribbon, I'm just going to cut a piece to go across the front there. So no specific measurement, just from your roll, cut that off. And then it's going to go under my greeting a little bit, kind of like that. So I figured out where I wanted it. And then I just put some of our awesome new tape runner right on top of that stuff there. Because the second layer of security will be when I attach this down. I will put Stampin' Dimensionals that will overlap it as well. But the first thing I'm going to do before that is just cut banner ends on this. So if you're freehanding these, I like to make one cut up the center and then cut each left and right up to that center cut. And this is a trick I learned years and years ago when I still did team meetings right here in this room. And I remember we were all amazed when my team member shared it, and I believe it was Beth Grace, who has passed away from cancer since. So, but Beth was awesome. And we were just like, oh, when she showed us that trick. So awesome. And then we'll just do dimensionals, and I think the card is finished. So you guys will have to say what you think, and I will try to glance back at my computer for a second and see. But as a reminder, these dimensionals will help that ribbon stay in place. And since it's so like a thin, skinny little amount of ribbon, I think it's completely fine. Here's my original. So there is the first card for today. What do y'all think? Again, don't forget I use the catalog as inspiration, so keep in mind. Of course, we can all do that. Thank you. Thank you guys. Kelly said loved Beth. I can't talk. Very creative. Correct. Beth was super creative, and if you knew Beth, you know she loved purple, purple, purple. Literally purple everything. So, okay, so there's our first card. That is, I believe, our most complicated card today. So we'll set that aside. The next card, I'm using Rococo Rose and Night of Navy. I'm using the 10 tile embossing folder, which you'll see on the card. The Whisper White crinkled seam binding, awesome. Like, that's a must-have ribbon just to keep in your stash. And Night of Navy dark Stampin' Blend, because I'm going to color that seam binding. And then my card stock pieces, I have a Whisper White card base, 5.5 by 8.5, Rococo Rose 4 by 5 1/4, 4 inches, 5 1/4, and then this Whisper White is 3 3/4 by 5, and it has already been embossed with the 10 tile embossing folder. And then for this one, I used, and I've shown this on a few videos, so I didn't bring it over, but I used the and for some reason I always blank on the name of this designer paper, but it's the one with the wood grain and stuff. So let me grab that info for you real quick. In Good Taste. I always want to call it Touches of Texture, but it's not. But the In Good Taste designer paper. So I pre-die cut one of the vases, the same one from the first card, with the designer paper, and I did specifically center that part of the image there. And then I used another piece to make a little wood shelf, and I'll give you the measurements on that. So that's the In Good Taste. And then I also used, and I couldn't bring these over because they're all distributed in different places for my event this weekend. But the dies, which I'm blanking on their name as well, but they go with the In Good Taste designer paper, like that whole suite right here. Tasteful Labels dies. So I used on this card this die right here, which I'll show you next, to cut a piece of Whisper White. And then I have a scrap of white here. Okay, so this card, well, let me just fold my card base and put it aside, fold it in half. I like to align the two corners on the table, pinch it only once, and then fold the rest really firmly, like press hard, with my bone folder. And of course you can stamp and sign your name on the back with like a handmade by, made with love type of stamp. And then sign your name with a marker, a sharp, you know, whatever kind of device you want to sign with. So for this card, I'm using this 3 flower image, which has a die to cut it out. Where do I put the dies? Right here. Right here. So it cuts out all 3. And then I'm using the single, am I using, no, that's for another card, last card. And then the greeting is such happy news. So this stamp set, pretty versatile. We've got thank you, a bunch of birthday love to you, such happy news, sorry you're feeling blue. So very versatile. And I think that's the only dies from this set. Well, and obviously I pre-die cut, as I said already, this piece here. Okay, so on my scrap, I'm going to stamp 3 bunches of these flowers. It's probably not a bunch really, but whatever it's called. In Rococo Rose. And then I'm going to die cut those out. And they're going to come out like this. Magic. Already die cut that one. Already die cut the greeting. That was more because the dies are not available to be over here, but you could stamp first and then die cut out. Oh, and I'm gonna actually, yes, use this one more time. So Night of Navy for our greeting. Right in the center there. Of course, it is easier to die cut first and then stamp when you have photopolymer stamps. And then I did ink up this flower in Rococo Rose, stamp it on scratch paper, and then just put it kind of in the corner there to tie it in to the flowers that are going to be on the card. And then we're ready to assemble. I will be coloring that ribbon when I get to that point, so grab my scratch paper here. And just a side note, I've noticed this before, but this particular design from the In Good Taste paper matches really well with that tin tile embossing folder. So I kind of just used this piece, which I think I cut the wrong size. I did. Let me measure. It is of the wood grain as a shelf, but like a subtle little shelf. So it's 3/4 by 3. I'm trying to read this on my other sample. It is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 3/8. I'm not sure if I did that on purpose, but so get out my old little standby here. Not available anymore. 3, 1, 2, 3. I believe that's it. 3/4 by 3 3/8. So that it's not all the way to the ends there. Demonstrators could buy that trimmer recently. I do not know if it's sold out yet. It was while supplies last. Previously, before that, it was an incentive for getting our starter kit. Okay, so my little shelf is gonna go right about here, down towards the bottom. Then this vase is also gonna be flat. And just right about here. And then the flowers, I placed them like this and then went behind with these two to make kind of like a bouquet. So what I did was first put that all together. So I put adhesive on the back of this piece at the top. And then just kind of stuck them together just to make it easier to place them down on here. Then I did use Stampin Dimensionals on them. So they're kind of attached together, but not super well. And then I will just make sure these overlap the 3 images there to secure them together. Like that. And then that's going to go just like this. So you could do it, excuse me, different directions, but I did not. I placed them the way I placed them. So that's that. There we go. And then our greeting is going to be also on Stampin' Dimensionals. So let me grab one. Stampin Dimensionals, amazing adhesive. They hold, but you can still sometimes pull them apart like you saw me do earlier and then stick it back down and it still holds and stays on your card. I'm going to put that right there. Anyway, and they're not expensive. $300 for $4. Not counting all the extra you get because of these edges that we use. So telling y'all, this new adhesive is very sticky. And I think there's a hair here. By the way, if you have just come on or come on recently, when you comment, you're entered to win the 3 cards I'm making today. And when you share and comment that you shared, you're entered again to win the 3 cards that I made today, or am making at this point. So pretty cute already, I think, but I'm going to add the ribbon. I've got some tape right here. We do not sell this tape adhesive remover anymore, but you can usually find it in craft stores and maybe even like Amazon, but most places call it an adhesive remover, and it'll take off tape runner. Okay, so I want a bow that is Night of Navy. So I'm going to make a loose bow here first for measurement purposes, which I think there's kind of a standard measurement for this kind of bow, but I never can remember what it is. So I always just have to make a little bow loosely, trim it off if I want to do coloring, and then untie it and color it and then retie it. Hopefully that makes sense. That's the white crinkled seam binding. I have a double, like a piece of scratch paper folded in half, because when you do this, when you color with Stampin' Blends on your ribbon, it can really bleed through to the table underneath. So don't do this directly, or like with one little skinny piece of scratch paper onto a table that you really like. Ask me how I know about this. And this is dark Night of Navy, and I did want this ribbon really dark, so you could even go over it a second time. When I color ribbon, especially white with the blends, I always need to check for spots that I missed. It helps me to put it on a lighter piece of paper. And I don't see any this time, but usually there's like little white edges that I missed. And then it dries really quickly because Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based markers. So it dries super quickly, but give it a second there. It's gonna probably get on your fingers like that, but in general, it dries really quickly. And it also makes this ribbon be less staticky and a little more firm. So when you tie your bows, they hold not that it's trouble, but they hold even better than before it was colored. So that was a bunny ear bow. And just fix it, of course. They're always, or mine are always really ugly when I first tie a bow. There we go. And then I'm gonna see if my fingers are clean. I got something blue, like navy, on this card when I made it, my original, and I never could figure out if it came from the ribbon or like ink on my fingers, so just in case. So I'm going to use a glue dot. Don't touch the dot. Pick it up with your embellishment and then place that on the card. Look how dark blue that is. I love it. And then just, of course, trim the ribbon to the length you need on each end. And that is it for this card. Let me know what y'all think. I will be posting pictures of these cards on my blog and in the Facebook Facebook VIP group. However, it may not be today this time. I'm behind. So that might be in a day or two. We'll just have to see how today goes, basically. It's on my list, though. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Kelly, color that ribbon. And you can really color any ribbons, especially with Stampin' Blends, because they're alcohol based, so the ink just dries super quickly. But depending on the texture of the ribbon, you can probably color pretty much most of your ribbons. Okay, the last card, I need to see, yeah, I'm using Night of Navy and Seaside Spray inks. The texture, man, I should just label everything with the name of it. Tasteful Textile embossing folder. Tasteful Textile. Also, the Flourish. Now I'm blanking out on this one. This is from, it was in the mini catalog that just ended, and now it's in our annual. I think it's called Flourish. I'm looking. Well, it's not called Flourish because they're in alphabetical order and it's not there. Oh, Parisian Flourish. That's why. Embossing folder. Love it. Which also matches with that whole textile theme, in my opinion. And then the stamps. This is the one where I'm going to heat emboss this base in gold. And yay, I did already. And then a bunch of birthday love to you. So we have our card base is Whisper White, 5.5, 8.5. Next piece is Seaside Spray, 4 by 5 1/4, and it has been embossed with that embossing folder. And then this greeting piece is from the same dies as this one, pre-die cut in Whisper White. I'm trying to remember what my scraps are for. Oh yeah, just a scrap of Whisper White for that single flower. I forgot. This is the one with the single flower, and it gets die cut out. Then what I pre-die cut from gold foil paper is another vase. I'll show you the dies in a second, but this one has little bitty hearts cut out of the top. Super cute. Little hearts up there. Then that same vase I used in the first two cards, I die cut out in gold and then embossed with that Parisian Flourish embossing folder. And then this is the one that I stamped in Versamark, heat embossed with gold powder, and then die cut out. Then I have, I'll give you the measurement on this. This is another shelf image. It is the correct length though. And then I pre-die cut out 2 more of that same little greenery, you know, whatever word we want to use for it, image from the dies. And then here is the die that fits this flower. And this die is the one, or this die is the one for this little vase. And it is adorable. So it cuts out those little hearts at the top. And hopefully you can see that. Very cute. So for this one, let's see, let's get our card base out of the way. We'll then have Stampin' on the back. Set it aside. Don't get anxious to glue your card together until the end. That's what I always tell my class attendees. Actually, I don't need that right now either. So I'm going to stamp my greeting. There is a front and back to these dies, so just if you pre-die cut it, make sure the right side is facing up. I'm going to stamp my greeting in Night of Navy. A bunch of birthday love to you. Isn't that cute? It's kind of different birthday saying than we've had before. There's that. And then in Seaside Spray, just stamp that single flower on the scrap. That's a very large scrap for it, but anyway. And then die cut that out, and it will look like this once it's die cut out. And then, like I said, die cut those 2 images as well. And I did center this right in the middle of that Parisian embossing folder to get that little flower in the middle. But you could position it to get the flourish or anywhere you want on your paper. Okay, so I think we're ready to assemble. I'm going to go ahead and just attach this embossed Seaside Spray cardstock to the card base. By the way, as a reminder, with our new Stampin' Seal, you do not need as much adhesive, even if you live in Texas or somewhere else hot and humid. You don't need as much as we have in the past because it's stronger. Then just going to place my greeting where it's going to go for like a guide. But I want to go ahead and attach this shelf, which is, looking for my ruler here, literally my hand was on it, 1/2 inch by 4, so it's the same length as the Seaside Spray. So Stampin Dimensionals, gonna use 3 little halves. Yay, we're still on live. Kind of like you could be sitting here talking for 30 minutes and realize you lost signal when you can't see anything. So that's going to go just a little bit up from the bottom. I did attach all 3 bases flat. I wanted the shelf to have more lift than they did this time, but I forgot that I placed these little guys in the large vase. So I just put adhesive on the back there. They're kind of overlapping like this. So let me overlap them and then place them or stick them in that adhesive. And then they do need some adhesive to secure them down. So a new little trick I learned, which, being honest, works most of the time, but not every time I do it, is on my silicone craft sheet, because this adhesive is so thick, I should say, when I try to use it the old way with the silicone, it's not as good. So what I'm doing is, and sometimes if you just literally put your finger there to grab it, you can actually put some of the Stampin' Seal on your silicone craft sheet. It comes right off. I could just take my finger and remove that now. But instead, I'm placing small pieces into it, smushing it down, gently picking it up because it's strong adhesive and it can rip your paper. And can y'all see that on the back there, how thick that is? And then if it's showing, you know, where it shouldn't be, I just kind of use my fingernail. You could use whatever to reposition it. And then I didn't get any on this one, but there's still a little bit left. So I'll pick that up. This is harder to do on the video because this is physically farther away from my face than normal. But I'm just using my fingernail to pull back any excess adhesive that was showing in the front there. That's a little trick I learned actually by accident because I like ran this across something and then kept going too long and it stuck to the sheet. So hopefully that makes sense. So there's that cute little guy. And then these two are going to be flat as well. Just in order of size. I didn't put anything in these vases, but you could. Then my greeting will be placed on with Stampin Dimensionals. And the flower is going to get a little, let's grab a mini for the flower. And we're almost done. Which I didn't save myself that much time this week, but a little bit. Every little bit counts, right? Sure. So, the greeting. And this one doesn't have any ribbon. It's just, we're about to be finished. This is the final product. If you're just coming on, make sure you say hi, comment, so you can be entered to win the 3 cards from today. And if you are oh, what was I going to say? I lost it. If you're just coming on, say hi. You can still have a chance to win, and I don't think there was an and. So there's that last card. See what you guys think. Let me brush my hair here. And let me bring in the 3 cards we made today that you can have a chance to win by saying hi. Oh, sharing. I think that's what my and was. If you shared the video, make sure you comment that you shared, and that'll be a second chance to win the 3 cards from today. So there's the 3 cards we made using the Boho Indigo Medley, but I only used the dies and the stamp set, not the designer paper and all that comes with it, which again shows you how you can continue to use that long after you've used all those consumable supplies, although there is a refill kit available, so if you love them, you can get more. So I hope you liked the cards today and the video and all that stuff. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can catch up real quick on any questions or anything. I wasn't available. I just saw the word available on the screen. I wasn't able to look at my iPad like I normally can. Roseanne, she says she needs this set. So pretty. Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Always love your cards. Thank you, Margaret. Hey, Nora. So I'm just going to try to catch up here real quick on the comments I didn't see, but obviously y'all know I will miss some. Hey, Buffy. Good to see you. Long time no see. Thank you guys for saying pretty and cute and all that stuff. Valerie said gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Buffy. Good morning, Chris. And sorry, I scroll, read a little, hey, Jerry, and then talk. So it's kind of funny looking. Let's see. Linda said the vase really pops. Yes, excellent detail on those vases. I agree. I don't think I see any questions. I think there was one earlier that I answered. I can't even remember now. Hey, Terry, good to see you. Oh, hey, Catherine, glad you made it. Sorry, I'm not apologizing, but this is pathetic. Holding my hand up high like this and scrolling, my poor little arm that's so out of shape is like dying. Tommy says she'll catch replay. Perfect. That's what replay's for. Anyone who was busy, wants to skip a certain section, was at work, whatever. Thank you, Oma and Pat. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tommy. Thanks for sharing, Karen. Kelly, talking about coloring the ribbon. Yes, and then Robin says there are several Stampin' Up! Ribbons you can color any color you want. Well, any color, at least, that we have a Stampin' Blend in, for sure. Yes, for Cocoa Rose and Martha, I forget to use that color, too. And actually, when I started making this card, I had a vision of navy and mango. Why am I blanking out on the name of our mango? Mango Melody. Mango Melody. And I stamped the flowers in mango, and it looked terrible. I think those colors go well together, but they didn't at that time. So long story short, I was like, what other color would go with navy for flowers? And came up with Rococo somehow. Can the color bleed in the mail if it rains? That would be something to test, Chris, but alcohol markers are alcohol-based. Water-based things are what can bleed. Like all of our stamping can bleed if this got wet in the mail, but I actually don't think the ribbon would bleed. But it's so simple to test. Just color a small section, let it dry, get it wet. But I have seen it that because our ink is water-based, that's what our concern is. The answer is take a, where did I put those cards I received? Okay, none of these have one, but use one of our clear envelopes. Put your card, Oma does this all the time when she mails cards to me. You put your card in a clear envelope and then you put it inside, if you don't want to mail it in a regular envelope, and then it's protected. So good question. I don't think it would bleed from the ribbon, but it would bleed from like the ink, because that's water-based ink. And but put them in our clear envelopes, which are, you get 50 for like $5 or $6. Seal that up and then put it inside a regular envelope. So there you go. Thank you, thank you. Mirror collection needs seaside spray, Martha. Well, thank y'all very much. Did you save the wow card for last? I don't know. I don't think I did. Did I, Linda? I liked my favorite. I mean, I like them all, of course, but this was, to me, the wow. But I did it first because it was most time consuming. And then this is my second favorite, and this is my third favorite, just for my taste. I mean, I like them all. Obviously, I came up with them, but thank y'all very much. Thank you, thank you. I'm seeing if there's anything else I need to, like, address. Hey, Cynthia in California. Thank you, Joni. She said so smart. Awesome. Well, I will also, I always try to go back and read comments and answer any questions. I see that Barbara answered Buffy, the Boho Indigo product medley. And Buffy, you may not have a catalog, so let me know if you need one, because I know you live long distance. Like, you may not have this one yet. But it's at the beginning of our catalog in a, it's called a medley, and we usually have like 1 or 2 medleys per catalog. And it's just a bunch of products that match and coordinate with each other, all in one, for one price. So $70, but you get, the value is way over 70. Stamp set, dies, designer paper, ribbon, blah, blah, blah. And then you can get a refill kit with more designer paper and embellishments. No ribbon, though, in the refill kit. All right. Well, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to get to work. Cutting, bagging, labeling, typing instructions, and lots more. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you, Martha. That was nice. She said it's a great way to start the day. Thank you, Landa. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Have a good one. And I should see you next Thursday, 9 a.m. Central Time. Thank you. Bye.